morning, welcome to the bureau in the bedroom. My name is Brooke Oberg. Right now I'm going to do a simple morning practice to start my day. I'm going to do some breath work, I'm going to do some simple movements and mobilize my joints, stretch my muscles, fortify my bones, all of it. Okay, so let's begin just seated. I'm kneeling, you can sit on your sit bones or whatever you feel is comfortable for you. And let's begin with taking our hands around our sides of the rib cage and just sort of sense your ribs, maybe move them forward and back. Notice as you move the ribs forward, the chest opens. As you move the ribs back, the chest closes in the front. That's sort of the play. And then you can move this rib side to side. And then let's take the ribs in a circular fashion. We'll go side, back, side, front. Just one more time like that. And reverse it. Try to keep length in your spine. So I'm pulling my stomach in as I draw my ribs back. One more time. And then come back to simply going back and forward, back and forward. Feeling that gentle opening in the back body as you draw the ribs back. At least I do. And then I'm going to find somewhere, hopefully right in center. So front of my pelvis and front of my ribs are in alignment. Back of my ribs, back of my pelvis are in alignment. The sides are pulling into the midline. And then I'm going to sense my head right up on top of that center. And focusing now on taking deep breaths into the back sides of my ribs, just to maintain this balance. And after 2 rounds of breath, I'm going to hold my breath out, take a hypopressive breath, meaning not inhaling, but expanding my ribs 360 degrees, and holding that as long as possible before I inhale into that fullness. So here I begin, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, pausing, hypopressive breath, and exhale, let go. Do that twice more. This time I'm going to add reach of my arms up in the hypopressive breath hold. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, pausing, hypopressive breath. I'm just going to draw my elbows side to side. Keeping my palms facing up to the sky. Keeping the stability in my spine, neck and head as I draw my elbows side to side. I'm going to pause in the center, take a breath in, and push up. Lengthen my side body through my wrists, pressing up through my palms, opening my wrists here. Releasing on the inhale, releasing down on the exhale. Okay, one more hypopressive breath here. And I'll take that extension of my arms on the hypopressive breath. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time. Exhaling. Holding that breath out. Hypopressive breath. And exhale. And then again, draw the elbows side to side. Keeping the elbows wide just promotes more width for my upper back, for my shoulders to expand on the back. It opens up the sides of my waist, helping my lungs open and also my diaphragm expand. And as a consequence, helping my pelvic floor open and expand. The rib cage diaphragm is connected to our pelvic floor, and if our rib cage is not moving on the in and out breath and sort of stuck in space, then the pelvic floor is most likely not moving and stuck as well. Okay, and now I'm going to push up, inhaling, stay for my exhale, lengthen through my side waist, pressing up through my palms, trying to draw the shoulders back here. One more full breath. Rooting to rise, feeling my plumb line, head on top of ribs, on top of pelvic floor. Release that. Now I'm going to reach my arms wide to their own two sides and just do this internal and this external rotation. Waking up through my arms and right into my shoulders. Lengthening through my fingertips, keeping my wrists long, honing my muscles to my bones. And I'm going to add a little more thoracic mobility here, so as I rotate my palms up into external rotation, I'm going to lift my chest, try to feel the tips of my blades into the back of my heart. And then as I internally rotate, I'm going to nod my chin to my chest and round my upper back, broaden my thoracics, keep the reach strong through my arms. So moving a bit quicker now. I'm just trying to keep my lift in my low spine, rooting my sit bones, rooting my shin bones. And again, focusing on the movement of my rib cage. The thoracic spine, taking my neck and head into the action as well. Here we go, 3. I like to inhale, lift, exhale, inhale, lift, exhale. One more time, exhale. I'm going to find my reach, find my balance, front ribs, back ribs, keep my reach strong with my arms. An external rotation, bend my elbows and turn my palms to face you. And think of energetically reaching my elbows apart from one another. No tension in my neck. And turn my head a couple times. And now I'm going to do this external rotation here. Palms press up and internal rotation. X and internal. And I'm going to keep my spine stable to start with. And now check it out, keep my external rotation, my right palm, internally rotate my left, and switch. Let's do a couple more rounds, 5, 5, 4, 4. Keep the length of my fingers, the length of my wrist, feel the movement at the head of the arm bone, shoulder, and my scapula. 2, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to keep the external rotation on my top left arm. Grab hold of the elbow for a second for a tricep stretch. And snug my left shoulder in my back. Try to keep the balance of my front ribs connecting to the back. Allow the ribs expand on the in-breath. Allow them to connect to the midline and front to back on the out-breath. One more full breath here. And then reach my right arm back out. Find that internal rotation. Bend my elbow. Maybe I can catch my hand. And if that doesn't work for you, catch your shirt. You can drop both shoulders back. And I try to breathe into the back of my ribs here. Find that center on the exhale. One more breath. Good, I'm going to release that. Return my arms to their own two sides in external rotation. Bend my elbows, turn my palms to face you. And now keep the external rotation on my right arm, internal rotate my left. And then for a second, I'm going to catch my elbow, enhance my tricep stretch, inhaling and exhaling. And not only in my tricep, I'm gently stretching through the sides of my spine, my lats. On the right side, I'm going to take my left arm back to its own side, find my inner rotation, bend my elbow, see if I can catch my hand. And 2 breaths in, out, in, and out. Such a great practice to open up my chest in the morning, open up my shoulders, and I'm going to release that. Okay, I'm going to transition onto all fours. I'm going to come off of sitting on a low foam roller. Feeling a little tight in my hands, wrists today, so I'm going to turn my fingers out, And then fingers toward my knees, open up through my underarm and into my wrists, really claw with my pinky fingers. And just a couple circles here, moving circles around the center of my wrists and the center of my knees to feel that movement at the head of the arm bone and also the head of the femur bone, thigh bone. In reverse, just a gentle way to create some mobility in my shoulders and my hips. Inhaling and exhaling, one more. Good. And then take my hands out wide here, holding onto the edge of my mat for a puppy pose. Once I move into my puppy pose, drawing my head, chest toward the mat, keeping the bottom ribs lifting, shoulders lifting. Take 2 breaths and a hypopressive breath here. So I'm going to ground the shins, hug into middle, lift my arm bones, take a deep breath into the back of my ribs, and exhale slowly, slowly descend my head toward the mat. Keep my shoulders lifted, keep my bottom ribs lifted. Walk it back if I need to. And I'll take 2 breaths here, inhaling. Breathing to the back of the ribs, exhaling. Inhaling. Keeping my shins pressing down, hands reaching. Exhaling. Hypopressive breath. And then press down and come back up. Oh, that felt really nice. Okay, I'm going to thread the needle now. I'm going to leave my right arm underneath. And reach my left arm forward. And again, inhaling, breathing into the back of my ribs. Exhale, pressing shins, lifting navel. And think of rotating right to left, looking underneath my left shoulder. One more breath. Exhale. Take 1 hypopressive breath here. And exhale, return. We'll do 1 cat-cow before side 2. Come back to a neutral spine. And leave my left arm underneath. Under my left shoulder. Reach my right arm. And again, inhaling. Exhaling. And bones pressing, inhaling. Exhaling. Right shoulder lifting. 1 hypopressive breath. And return. I'm going to move into some downward facing dogs now. Starting with 1 breath. Then I'll take a hypopressive breath and press it back to dog. So sitting my hands, find that bicep to tricep external rotation back for arms, claw with my finger pads, inhaling in my neutral, exhaling, hypopressive breath. And exhale, return. Twice more, inhaling, exhaling, finding more length, hypopressive breath. And return for neutral pelvis. This time I'm staying in my downward dog, pedal out to my feet a little bit. Exhaling. And exhale. Keep breathing into my back ribs. And exhale, paddle through my left heel, pressing down. And inhale up and back with my right. Couple more. Just opening up the soles of my feet into my calves and my hamstrings. This time I'm going to keep my left heel pressing and a little more press down to my right hand. One breath in. One breath out. Switching sides. A little more press in my right heel. Left hand. One breath in. One breath out. And then returning to all fours. Okay. It's time for me to get going with the rest of my day. Hope that was a nice reset, get you into the body, your body, particularly in the rib cage. Have that awareness throughout the rest of your day. Have a great day.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
I'll tell you a special thing. I had a great dream at night.
you do.
So my dream so there were 3 fairies named Yor and Merryweather and Four, and they turned me into Sophia. And I had a magical amulet that can bring me princesses. And one princess was here, and her name was Aurora.
Really?
Yeah.
In your dream?
Yeah.
Wow, that's special.